Lions Den, please. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are not new, then you already know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, we are getting bigger and bigger. We are getting better and better, and we are shitting, and I mean shitting turds on every and anyone who said we aren't who we are. Listen, so I know I said about live later on today. I just found out that I won't have time to go live later on today, but I wanted to come on here, just clear a couple things up, clear some things up, because and yeah, I put in the title or the caption, I guess you should say, this is a little bit messy. It's not messy, it's just me being truthful, but I don't want to come on here, you know, um, but I'm gonna be real. I know I want to go start going live more. I'm gonna eventually do some things where I'm going live on different platforms at the same time. But I want to go live, so I feel like I need to clear some things up, and that's that. So I just have to make it clear and make it, be very real and honest that if there's anybody from my past that thinks that I go live for them or I make music for them or I do anything creative to get their attention, I feel so sorry for the mental state that you are in. Sincerely. Um, I hope that you can seek help, and I sincerely hope that you can really assess yourself and really assess where you are, and really, if you need to, refresh yourself on my career history, and really tell yourself, wake the fuck up. Um, Mason has been working before he knew me. Okay, I'm not the source of Mason inspiration. Mason is the source of his inspiration. Okay, and that's just the honest truth. And that goes for exes, friend, parent, anybody. You know, that is delusion. That's delusional. If you're new to the Lions Den, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is just a little PSA. I said I was gonna go live earlier. I said I was gonna go live later on tonight, but I'm not. Hello, 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 hello. Really just talking about how certain people from my past think that I do what I do now to get their attention, or I do what I do now uh, for them. You know, I think some people welcome from there. Welcome from there. I think some people from my past think, and it's very delusional of them. It's very delusional of them because I don't go live to get anyone's attention. I don't go live. I don't do music. I don't do any of that for anyone's attention. If I'm being honest. Yeah, shout out to turkeys. We have turkey in the lion's den. We have turkey in the lion's den. Shout out to turkey. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Um, um, so yeah, I'm just talking about how I don't know. I just felt the need to clear certain things up. I felt the need to clear certain things up. And I should have said it on the live earlier today, but I don't do any of my creative things for any attention from anybody. I've been creative since I was a little boy. I've been in talent shows, and these are things that we can verify. I can verify. Google can verify as well. Um, it's crazy because certain people from my past, I think they're really obsessed with me. Not I think they are obsessed with me. A lot of them, they fake like they're an artist now, or they're doing certain things, and it just gives the overall. It's giving the essence of trying to be Mason Jyree without giving Mason Jyree his credit, which I don't want credit. you know, listen, listen, listen. I don't need credit from anybody that is clearly delusional. You know what I mean? It's like on top of them thinking that like I'm using them as my source of inspiration, they are trying to mimic my artistry. It's weird, you know? It's weird. Like we have to really pray for the people, lions, who are outside of the lion's den. The people who the people who will go against me, like let me not say go against me. The people who are like in quote unquote competition with me, because it's definitely quote unquote like the people who think I'm their source of inspiration. I feel like it's somebody, they know they know exactly who I'm talking about, you know. Um, Don't feel like because you have limited, because your access, that person's access is very limited. Don't feel like because you have limited access to me that you think that me doing what I'm doing is for you. That would be very delusional, and I would really require for you to seek help because I've been doing this, you know. I've been doing this. I've been doing this. I've been Mason Jyree, you know. I'm gonna need for people to, you know, and I'm not talking about my lions. I'm talking about the people from my past who, if they're gonna watch, or if they're contemplating on being, you know, a part of this, whatever is going on, credit is due to me. Credit is due to me. Credit is due to me. Okay. No one is gonna take the credit for my hard work. Nobody, and I mean this clearly. And if anybody thinks this about themselves, it's giving narcissistic behavior for real. Nobody is the source of my inspiration when it comes to a TV show, a book, a movie, but me and my life experiences. Because I live, you know. And one thing about me, if somebody did deserve some credit, I definitely would give them credit. But certain people, when you're doing the creative things, they want to be attached to your story so bad. They want to be on the front of the magazine so bad when they need to be in the manuscript, when they're meant to be in the manuscript. But some people, they want to overstep their boundaries so bad and be on the front of the cover that they miss the substance that they could have in the manuscript. You get my drift? You get my drift? And it's like, I don't have, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I've seen so many artists, so many people in my profession rise to the top and be slimed and like snaked out and taken down by people who were supposed to be there for them and actually stick through with them and actually support them throughout their journey. So many people get greedy. So many people get egotistical. So many people feel like, and I'm not just saying about this about me. I'm just speaking in general because it's only a couple. Because life knew not to let people play with me like that too much, I guess, anyway. But so many people, when you're doing what I do, feel like they can take credit. And it's people who it's like, babe, humble yourself, like for real. Like, I'm Mason, I'm me. And it would be the same way if you were me and I was you, you would be you. And it's like, you're you. You get my drift? Like, and that's like for them, where I'm from, if I say you, I'm talking about the person I'm talking about. So let's say you on the live. If you were meant to be me, you would be me. You, I would be you. That's just how it would be. That's how it would be. So it's like, you know, it gets weird out here, you know, in these streets, you know. And one thing I noticed about certain people, and be careful, be weary if you have a friend like this, or just anybody in your life. If you notice that when they get around you, they want to start dressing like you, copying you, being like you, and you just assess them and you see like, well, they've done this with a lot of different people. It's like they have no sense of identity. People like that, you need to get them away from you. Get them away from you. You know, because they'll tear down an empire if you let them, you know, and they'll overstep their boundaries, and they're very delusional. They are very, very, very delusional. It's like, you know, you can give them an inch and they'll take a mile, you know. And one thing about me, um, I just had an epiphany. We'll talk about it later. But anyway, you'll give certain people an inch and they'll take a mile, you know. And it's like, just on that premises alone makes me feel like I still can't deal with them. You still have not grown up. Your life is still a facade. Everything is still fake. Everything is still, and certain people feel like because you know, I I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I get on the phone with them, and because I keep peace. Because me, I'm not for the drama. You know, if I'm gonna give somebody a chance, I'm gonna give them a chance. I'm not gonna be full of drama while dealing with them. But don't think because I'm keeping peace with you that I'm stupid. It takes a lot for certain people to keep the peace and not bust you upside your head. You know, it takes a lot for certain people not to speak on certain things, you know. And one thing I cannot stand, I'm just being honest, is a sneaky mother person, you know. Ugh, I just hate sneakiness because I feel like, especially when you're an adult, what are you sneak? Who are you scared of? What are you lying for? Like, why are you? What's up? Like, what is it? You know, um, it's quite frankly, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and that's not the behavior that I want around me, you know, at all. And I think certain people are so full of themselves and they think, you know, and let me listen, it's nothing wrong with being full of yourself. It's nothing wrong with being full of yourself and hyping yourself up, but you got to look at the material that you're working with. You have to be realistic with yourself. Look in the mirror and say, listen, listen, listen. Am I coming like that, or could I step it up a little bit harder? And I'm not talking about like exteriorly. I mean like internally, because that's where it all starts. You know, I'm not gonna get too deep because that's not the point of this. The point of this is, you know, I give credit where credit is due. I give credit where credit is due, and this is it, and this is final. Nobody is the source of my inspiration, but me and my life experiences. Not an ex, not a parent, a grandparent, a brother, nobody. This talent that I have was given to me by God. Okay? We're not going to sit up here and do that. I'm not going to allow anybody to ever play with me like they are the reason I go live, because I feel it in my spirit to go live. I just so happen, listen, I do what I do. And listen, I'm saying that because, not to get too whimsical, but I do what I do because I do it, not because of anybody else. Like, that's delusional. That person is, you would be stupid to think that. Like, for real, you would be honestly stupid. And I'm stuttering and I'm like hesitant because I don't like calling people stupid. Even when they're going against me, I still have grace. Even when people go against me, I still have grace. Like I said earlier, when I get on the phone with you, I'm not gonna be rah 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 rah. I'm gonna keep peace, but don't think that peace is because I'm stupid. I'm gonna give grace. I'm gonna give grace. I'm very classy, very 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 classy. You know, it's disgusting. You know, it's disgusting how certain people will do. You know, and it's like the things behind the scenes that I'm aware of. You know, I'm gonna be real. And just in life, I have a strong intuition. It's like, especially when I'm connected to people, you just can't lie to me. You can't come to me with the bullshit. And it's like, like I said, I hate a sneaky person. You know, when it's like you could just be real and honest and just open, especially with me. I can understand why certain people lie to certain people because everybody isn't, you know, real open and rare and just honest. But you don't gotta lie to everybody. Like that gets aggravating. Everybody isn't gonna deal with the lie. I don't deal with the liar at all. A liar can never come to my house. You know, a liar could never. I could never date a liar. I could never date a sneak. Cause what's up with that? It irks me a little bit. And I'm not saying this because of any dating things behind the scenes. I don't date anyone. Like, I can't be friends. I can't be cordial. I don't want to talk to. I don't want to be around a liar, a sneaky person. Like hit the door, hit the door quick, and let me lock it behind you. Cause you sneaky. You sneaky. You got to watch them. You really do have to watch them, for real, for real, for real. And there's so many things that people have said behind the scenes, you know, as far as, like, let's say, for instance, like somebody, my ex went around, you know, telling people they ain't nobody beat nobody, baby. I really had threw you for a loop in there. I threw you for a loop in there, Papa. I did. And I've been saving grace and being nice and not trying to do that. But like, no, be realistic. If you're coming to me, you got to come to me realistically. See, I know every fucking thing. I know everything. So don't come to me on fucking bullshit, for real. It's like pathetic. And you know, y'all just never in your life wait around for somebody, like, for real. It doesn't matter if they're your friend, your parent, whoever they are, for real, because people are full of shit. People will come to you full of shit thinking you're dumb as hell, not knowing you know everything. You just waiting to see if they've changed, waiting on them to own up to, like, hey, say, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm doing. Are you willing to go with it or no? And if you're not, them not being able to accept the rejection or whatever it may be, like, I'm just too emotionally mature. Not, I mean, you know what? I'm not too shit. I'm exactly where I need to be emotionally. And if a person cannot meet me there, you are not the one for me. Friendship, relationship, parent, anybody. I just won't do it. I won't do it. I don't do meaningless interactions with people, for real. Like, I don't, for real. Yeah, you know, yeah. I've worked hard. I've worked very hard for where I'm at and for what I'm doing. Like, honestly, you know, if I could have sucked the dick to get to the top, y'all don't think I would have did that already? I mean, I could have, but it wouldn't be no point in working. Like, it would be no point in the hard work. It would be no point in me. It would be fake. I wouldn't have a real fan base or like a real people to, you know, like, it would just wouldn't be real. Y'all don't think I could have easily, like, you know, tricked off and been you know, I could have done so many other things to get to where I want to go, you know? But it's like, I'm chill, I'm relaxed, I'm humble, I'm in this for the long ride, you know? But I think because of the speed I'm going, certain people feel like they want to try to make the narrative for me. And it's like, no, shut up before I start telling the narrative. And not only is it the narrative, but the truth. The truth. But yet I'm still giving you grace and ample opportunity to, like, own up to, you know, or be real with me and be honest with me and be, you know, like, just keep it real as to where you're at, because all the facades, I can see through it. I don't like facades in life. You got to be careful about people who are sneaky. They lie and they carry a facade. You got to be careful about them because see, they don't really love themselves for real, you know. And another thing, I attract a lot of energy vampires. A lot of people who see my light and they want to absorb it, and they while we're dating, they think it's them. They think the feeling that good feeling they get around me, they think it's them. They think they're no nigga, that's me. That's my shit. I'm making you feel like that. I'm that. Don't ever get it confused. Stop. Don't ever sit up here and lie and tell people or even feel like within yourself that you are the source of everything that I do, because you're not the source of shit. No ex of mine, nobody, no other human, nobody else on this earth, on this fucking, my retainer is fucking me up. But I'm for real. Nobody else on this earth is the source of my inspiration but me. Me. It comes from me. Mason. I had to nip that in the bud. And it's like, you know, I give people chances and things just come to me for real. Things just come to, yeah. And I just, yeah. Because I work hard. Nobody's coming to me and nobody is about to take credit for shit that I've done. Because, and when it's time for me to give credit, I will give credit. But the relationships that I put those people on, I helped them. I did shit for them. I got them on Apple Music. I put them on my records. I put them in my TV shows. It was the other way around. I have always been the orchestrator. I've always been the orchestrator. And this up since I've been 19 doing this, and 19 years old, I'm about to be 25. I've been the orchestrator. I'm the reason. When you Google Mason Jyree, I'm the reason I am where I am at. Nobody else. I got to make that clear. You know, I got to make that clear. For real. Because people are delusional. People are delusional. You know, I can see if I was half-assing. I can see if I really didn't want this for real. I can see if I didn't do everything that I've been doing behind the scenes and to build myself up in the legitimate, in a great way. I can see if I wasn't doing that. I can see if I was, you know, moving a little crooked to get to the top. I can see why somebody would feel like they would want to penetrate that, but ain't nobody finna penetrate anything or do anything or tear down what I'm building legitimately and also from the heart. You will have to see me. You will have to see me, whether it be in court, wherever you want to do it, because I built myself up brick by brick since I was 19 years old. And I'm not saying it's like I'm not winning. I'm winning. You know, most of the time it may come out, you know, it may seem like I'm complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I'm winning. I'm doing great. I'm stuttering, but I'm getting a little agitated for real. You know what I mean? I'm winning. I'm doing great. So it's like, yeah, nobody is a source of anything. I don't go live for people. I don't go live to get anybody's attention. That's childish as fuck. And I'm about to be 25 years old. Now I don't know. Yeah, that's childish as fuck. And I'm about to be 25 years old. I don't do anything for attention. I am the attention. I don't have to do it for the attention, babes. I honestly never had to. Like I said earlier in the live, the people that I've dated in the past, everybody, the friends, whoever they may be, but I'm talking specifically to the people. This whole thing this whole live is for the people that I've dated in the past. Fuck the friends, because the friends have respected me more than the people that I've dated. I don't have to do things for the attention, okay? If you're gonna tell the truth, and it's like I'm still in your face, keeping it cool with you, waiting to have that conversation for you to just be real about everything that you've said, everything that you've done for this, you know, over this past year and a half, and it's like it's bullshit. It's bull. You still giving me that bullshit, and then you have the nerve to ask me what's changed, nigga. What's changed with you? Besides copying me, besides watching me, what's changed with you? What have you done, huh? Because I'm just seeing the essence of that Mason Jyree. I'm seeing, like I said earlier in the live, like people get confused when they get around me, like they get a little too, you know. And honestly, it's my fault. It's my fault because I put myself around people who would try to put themselves in competitions with me when I should have waited for my real people to come. So I forgive myself for that. You know, I put myself in a relationship where I ignored the red flags. I forgive myself for that. Yeah, that's my fault. I mean, I got to take accountability. I really do. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I mean, it's no need to be woe down deep in the dirt about it. I should have, you know? And it's like, I don't even know why I give certain people chances because in all actuality I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't care. Especially like I care about a lot of things: my career, my lions, my fans, my supporters, my money, my peace. But I don't, and I'm not gonna do too much about no relationship. I'm not about to do that. Like I'm not about to do too much about anything that involves anything like that, because I don't chase, I attract. And I sincerely, and I know this because listen, I have dated two types of people who have rose to the occasion, but I just tried to like push them off, maybe because at that time I wasn't ready, maybe because whatever may have you. And I have the people who are what we're talking about now. So I know what I can attract. I know what I can attract. I've had the same things, good friends, and people like I'm talking about now. So I know the dynamic of people who come into my life. So I'm saying that to say like, yeah, mm-mm, and I'm on like, yeah. It's not I'm only nothing. It's a lot of different reasons because I've said, I've said them, but it's just like I've been so quiet. I've been letting people, old friends, old like exes, and people just run their mouth about me. They've been talking. They've been just chatting. Co-workers, co-workers and everything. Everybody just been chatting about Mason, having opinions about Mason. And listen, I'm doing a little hand thing right now. When I start going live on the camera, y'all see. Everybody just been chatting, running their mouth about Mason, you know. And listen, it ain't all been good, and that's what I'm about to stop playing delusional to. Miss me with the delusions. If you're gonna come over here, you better come correct. And your time is being cut the hell short. For real. Seriously. I'm just being honest. And this is for a specific person. They know exactly how I'm giving it up. I just can't get on the phone with all this because I just won't do it. Certain people when they know you right, they'll try to play. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you know I'm right, nigga. You know I'm right. Stop playing. You just don't want to. And I can't. I just don't like anybody that's not emotionally mature. Like you can't even own up to yourself. You can't own up to me. That's like number one rule to dating. If you can't be there for yourself, you can't be there for nobody. You know. Did I say number one rule to dating? I meant to say number one rule to life. I meant to say the number one rule to life. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say the number one rule to life. So yeah, if you can't be there for yourself, you can't be there for anybody. A coworker, a friend, a love, you can't be there for nobody. That's how life is set up. So like, yeah, I'm tired of the fake. I'm tired of the delusions. I'm tired of people living in like just some type of false reality when it comes to me. I'm tired of people not seeing me for who I am. And it's not people, it's the people who choose not to. But in the short time, they won't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Um, it's like in a short time, they won't really matter for real. And the reason why is because I'm getting bigger and bigger. I'm getting bigger and bigger. I'm elevating. I'm getting bigger and bigger. So everybody, for the people, whoever they may be, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter anymore because I'm getting bigger. Um, and and soon I'll be out of this environment. I'll be away from certain people who have tried to like tear me down, and do certain things to stop me or talk bad on my name, like certain exes of mine have done, family members. I'll be away from these people who thought I wasn't gonna succeed, anyway, so they won't matter anymore. um, and I'm focusing on the love and the people who do, you know. So that's that, Lions. I really want to come on here and get this PSA out in the open. This live may get deleted later on. As far as just specific. I just had to get this out here. Let that narrative be known. Let that be cleared up. I'm the reason why I am where I am. I don't go live for anybody. I don't I don't I don't call somebody and then go live because I want them to see. I don't do any of that. That's corny shit. I'm not a corny nigga. Okay, you're not that important. I could do better than you. I could do better than you. You know. So yeah, you got a short time to step it up, or your time is wrapped up, buddy. You know, you got a short time to step it up, or your time is wrapped up, buddy. Because listen, uh, not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. And that goes for the friends. I have certain friends who want to try to be cool or whatever. That goes for the exes. That goes for my mama. That goes for my mama. She only got a certain amount of months to get her shit together before I really cut everybody off and before I really embark on the next level of my career, because I don't do the interchangeable. I don't do the interchangeable. So yeah, I love y'all, Lions. Keep it hot. Keep it spicy. It's your boy, Mason Jyree. I love you, Lions. And listen, 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 listen. I'll see you guys very, very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for episode 8 series, okay? For episode 8 of my live series, we're going to talk about my college years. And listen, make sure you're streaming bigger. Ain't no lover boy FR. Once again, it's your boy, Mason Jyree. I love you. I love you, Turkey. I love you all in the comments. And I'll see you guys very, very, very soon.